So, welcome back to today's video. This week we're going to be continuing our series about the federal states. This week's video is about Bavaria, or Bayern as we call it in Germany, not to be confused with the football club, which is always called Bayern, but yeah. Bayern, the biggest federal state in Germany, which is very famous for this, not famous but like known for this flag, and yeah, let's just get into it. Bayern, Bavaria. It is a state, as always. I wanted to show you where it's located. Bayern, in case you don't know. Yeah, of course, it's referring to the football club. That's when you have it. Oh, they won against Tottenham. Interesting. Bayern, Karte. Funny because Kane was playing for Tottenham before, I think, for the Hotspurs. Anyways, so it is located here in the southeastern. Which way do you say that? Southern eastern part, anyways, of Germany, next to the state we did before, which is Baden-Württemberg. By the way, I think this list is listed after like the alphabet, so we're gonna go like Baden-Württemberg, Bayern, maybe like Bremen, Berlin, not this way, but like Berlin, Bremen, because of E and R, but yeah. And we're gonna end on Thüringen, I think, which is the last federal state with the T. Yeah. It is located here. It is, I think, in terms of size, largest federal state, of course. It has the cities of, where is it? München, it should be here. Munich, München, why is it called Bayern? It's München, with, of course, the, I think, biggest football club in Germany and most famous, Bayern München. Another big city is Nuremberg. I think the second biggest city. Then we also have, which is like the lesser famous, but also maybe having been heard of cities, are Würzburg, Bamberg maybe, Bayreuth, also you can, maybe you have heard of it. Regensburg, of course, is also another city you maybe have heard of. And yeah, Passau at the border to, I thought the Czech Republic, but it's to Austria. And Rosenheim. Yeah, this is, by the way, very famous because there is a TV series called Rosenheim Cops, which just means like the Rosenheim Cops or Rosenheim Cops in American English. And this is I was referring to this because there's a TV series. Let me just pull it up. Rosenheim Cops, which is, I mean, it's not necessary that you know or anything, but which is it has 18 seasons, crime series with, like, by now it's probably become kind of a, cultural thing. Like, when I did a video about the Tatort series, it's maybe a bit less known than Tatort, but in general, this is also very, very much known in Germany. And I think also popular. Anyways, that's just referring to Rosenheim because it always plays in these kinds of territories, and it's in Bavarian German, you could say, even though they have a wide variety of dialects. Yeah, maybe Kempten is another city, or Memmingen. Anyways, we're not gonna get lost in geography and gonna get into the article, or like mini-article, about Bavaria. Heiter und gelassen, manchmal etwas eigensinnig, die Bayern besinnen sich gerne auf ihre Traditionen. Im größten Bundesland sind Dirndl und Lederhosen gesellschaftsfähig. Trachten tragen die Menschen nicht nur auf dem größten Volksfeld der Welt, dem Oktoberfest in der Landeshauptstadt München. Der Südosten Deutschlands glänzt in Branchen wie Automobilindustrie, Maschinenbau oder Elektrotechnik. Daten und Fakten: Bevölkerung 13,34 Millionen. Landeshauptstadt München. Größe 70.552 Quadratkilometer. Bruttoinlandsprodukt in Millionen Euro 2024 791.603, Platz 2. Bruttoinlandsprodukt pro Kopf 2024 58.817, Platz 3. Einzigartig Heimat von Bayern München, dem besten deutschen Fußballverein. Sitze im Bundesrat 6. Platz 1 im Ranking, geringste Arbeitslosenquote in Deutschland. Special Fact, or Special Fact, if you want to say in German. Bayern schätzen Weißwurst und Weißbier. So, heiter und gelassen, manchmal etwas eigensinnig. That means heiter is kind of an older word of saying funny, like to have a lot of fun. Heiter, cheerful, yeah. Cheerful and gelassen is kind of like very chilled. Cheerful and chilled, you could say. Manchmal etwas eigensinnig. Sometimes etwas in general means something, but this also means like a bit. So in this case, sometimes a bit eigensinnig. What's it called? In your own head. Eigensinnig. Stubborn, yeah. That is the right translation, I think. Eigensinnig derives from eigen is own, sinnig, sense, you could say, like word by word. If I were to kind of translate that into English, you would be saying own sensi. Doesn't make sense, but that's just the way we say it in German. So stubborn. Die Bayern besinnen sich gern auf ihre Traditionen. The Bavarians, not to be confused with just the name of the federal state, the Bayern, or Bavarians, besinnen sich gern auf ihre Traditionen. Besinnen, in general, is like a word in terms of, like, to come back to your senses, come back to your, what's it called, to your, Bewusstsein, let me just translate that. Consciousness, like to regain your consciousness, kind of, but like not consciousness in terms of medical circumstances, but consciousness in terms of being like chilling, coming down from some sort of, like in terms of, it is a lot of times used in terms of religion, like when there is like Christmas coming up, wir besinnen uns, we come back to our like a more, what's it called, a more like less kind of luxurious way of living and more dedicating or like devoting our time and thoughts to being just, human, just being there for God and this kind of thing. This is kind of what it's mostly used for, but in this case, besinnen, I'm just gonna translate that, by the way, means to keep on, reflect. You could also say that I was referring to in terms of religion, or like, religion in general, or like holidays and religion. That is because it's not necessarily religion, but like in terms of when holidays are coming up, you always say ich besinne mich auf mich. I kind of reflect on myself, you could say. But yeah, what I'm just saying in general is in this case it's used to say I keep on sticking to something, so I stick to my traditions. In this case, die Bayern besinnen sich gern. Gern is like you like to do something. So they auf ihre, on their traditions. So they like to stick to their traditions, you could say. Im größten Bundesland sind Dirndl und Lederhosen gesellschaftsfähig. In the biggest federal state are Diende, which is the... I'm just gonna pull a picture up. Let me just... I think you know what this is. If you've been to the Oktoberfest before, you know what this is. This is kind of what it looks like. Like, this is very traditional with these kind of bands, I think, or whatever. I think you know what I mean. And Lederhosen, which is the thing for the men. And yeah, this is what it looks like in general. Very traditional clothes for the Oktoberfest or general for Bavarians. Im größten Bundesland sind Dirndl und Lederhosen gesellschaftsfähig. In the biggest federal state are Dirndl and leather pants, you could say. Not pants in British English. Pants, of course, means like underwear, but leather trousers. I think you know what I mean. They are gesellschaftsfähig means like able to be worn in the being surrounded by society, like in society, socially accepted, I guess. Yeah. So let's just translate that as one. Heiter und gelassen, so cheerful and chilled, sometimes a bit stubborn. The Bavarians like sticking to their traditions. In the biggest federal states, Dirndl and Lederhosen are socially accepted, you could say. Trachten tragen die Menschen nicht nur auf dem größten Volksfest der Welt. Volksfest, not Feld. Feld just means... I mean, I always go on excursions, but Feld can have a lot of different meanings. But in this case, I'm just... Yeah, field. God, wow. Why was I blanking on that word? But like field in terms of... what's it called? Akka. I'm just... Yeah, agriculture. That was what I was referring to. In terms of agriculture. Yeah. Anyways, Trachten tragen die Menschen nicht nur auf dem größten Volksfest der Welt, dem Oktoberfest in der Landeshauptstadt München. In general, by the way, I mean, this is very... Well, let me first just say that. I'm just gonna get into that. Trachten, which is the more traditional way of saying clothes or like robes. Tragen, wear in terms of like W-E-A-R. Die Menschen, the people, nicht nur, not only, auf dem größten Volksfest der Welt, not only on, but like at, you say in English, the biggest Volksfest, like, what's it called, population, like the, let me just say that, like the celebration for the, you could, folk festival, yeah, you could say, because it's like a traditional festival in terms of the people, but yeah, in general just means like traditional festival, I guess. Der Welt, of the world, dem Oktoberfest, the Oktoberfest, or like October celebration, you could say, in der Landeshauptstadt München, in this case, federal state, but in general that just means capital city of the country, but land in this case means federal state, capital city, Hauptstadt. In the last video I was talking about the capital, like just a bit about the capital city and derivation of the word. Watch that if you want to know that. So the capital city, Munich. And yeah, because what I was about to say here is, in general, this is very like advanced stuff. If you say, Trachten tragen die Menschen nicht nur auf dem größten Volksfest der Welt, so like robes on, people don't only wear the like robes at the biggest folk festival, whatever, in the world, the Oktoberfest in the federal state capital, Munich. In general, a lot of times there is coming a sentence starting with sondern, or like maybe aber. In general, in English you would say but, like people don't only wear it in at this festival, but also somewhere else. That was what I was saying. Like in general, you encounter this a lot if you have a but sentence in English. Following that, in German you say sondern. What this is referring to in this case is just, it is not only worn there. That is just all it's saying. But a lot of times that was what I'm kind of confused in terms of this sentence, because most, like, I don't know, 80 or 90% of the cases there is a following sentence with like sondern auch zu Hause, like but also at home. Sondern is just like saying but also like something else. But yeah, this is very advanced stuff. I don't think you need to know that, but it's just because I was a bit confused with this sentence. So like robes wear, word by word, robes wear the people not only on the hugest or biggest folk festival of the world, that you don't need of, but in German like von, but you just need der, so of the world, because it's genitive case. Dem Oktoberfest in der Landeshauptstadt München. The Oktoberfest in the federal state capital Munich. So this just, says that it's not only worn there. People don't only wear it at the Oktoberfest. Der Südosten Deutschland glänzt in Branchen wie Automobilindustrie, Maschinenbau oder Elektrotechnik. The Southeast, Südost, I'm just gonna, for demonstration purposes, write all the, the directions in terms of compasses. Do you say compass? I don't know. I'm just gonna write. In German, you have Norden, so the north, der Norden. Der Norden. We have der Süden. I mean, this is not in terms of like going around the clock with the directions, but nobody cares. The north, the south. Then we have der Osten, which is, Osten. Oh, not correct. The east. And then we have der Westen, which is the west. And then we have these these middle kind of things between them, with like southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest kind of things. And Südosten is, as you maybe can tell, the southeast of Germany. So in the southeast of Germany, or like in this case, the southeast of Germany, der Südosten Deutschlands glänzt, derives from the word Glanz, which means shine, gloss, I think you know what I mean. Not to be confused with glance, even though you can also use glance kind of to say these things, but in different circumstances. In general, you say like shine or something. But this is the verb, and that just means shines, or I think glänzen. Shines, sparkles. So the southeast of Germany shines in, it's the same in English, in Branchen wie Branchen. This is deriving from the French word, I think, which I think kind of means like corner or niche, which is also French. Wie Automobilindustrie, Maschinenbau oder Elektrotechnik. So The southeast of Germany, referring to Bayern, Bavaria, shines in what's it called? Do you say branch? Branche? I think you actually do. Yeah, industry, yeah, business, yeah. I think branch of industry probably. Like, wie is like Automobilindustrie, like car manufacturing. Automobil is the more, what's it called? More expert term of car, because the word Auto, which means car, refers to Automobil, which is something that is able to mobile, like to move, able to move, and Auto means automized, like automatically, industry, and so you could also say auto industry, but this is the more like advanced term for it. And this is car manufacturing, and the word auto is just the shorter version of Automobil. Maschinenbau, which is machine manufacturing, building. Bau means like to build something, so building machines. Oder Elektrotechnik, or electric. Yeah, technique is not the right way, because that is the way to do something in English. What's it called? Elektrotechnik, electricity, something, electrical engineering, yeah. So that just means that it's superior in these branches, like car manufacturing, machine building, or electrical engineering, in these branches, in these industries. I think, let's just translate that as once again. So, cheerful and chilled, sometimes a bit stubborn, the Bavarians like sticking to their traditions. In the biggest Bundesland, federal state, Dirndl and leather pants are socially accepted. Robes, or the people don't only wear robes at the biggest folk festival of the world, the Oktoberfest, in the capital city of the federal state, Munich. The southeast of Germany shines in industry like that is very word by word, car manufacturing, machine building, or electrical engineering. So here we have Daten und Fakten, which is data and facts. Data in English, there is no plural for it, but in Germany we have die Daten. we don't have basically a singular version. You could say die Date, which is a singular version, but nobody says that. We also say Daten, like data, the Daten, yeah. I think it also refers to datum, which is the date of something. Like today, yesterday, 8th of August is the date, das Datum. Latin, I think, very Latin influenced, but yeah. Anyways, this is another story. Bevölkerung, population, 13.34 million, 13,34 Millionen. I think I should say the number first. 13,3 in German, 34 Millionen, 13.34 million. Landeshauptstadt, we already translated in the last episode, which is the capital city of the federal state, Munich. Size, 70, this is not points, but 70,552 square kilometers. Bruttoinlandsprodukt, which we also discussed in the last episode. Watch that if you want to. Which is, gross domestic product. I don't even know what that is. I mean, kind of, but anyways. Very business kind of thing. So what they make every year, I guess, I don't know which, like the part where I'm kind of confused and don't know is like in terms of what, like companies, people, I think it's everything, but I don't know. In millions of euros, or in million euros, the unit in 2024. In Millionen Euro, of course, we should always say that in German. Bruttoinlandsprodukt in Millionen Euro 2024, which is 791.603. So that would be 791.603 Millionen Euro. So 791,603 million, or 791,603 million. Platz 2, second place. Bruttoinlandsprodukt pro Kopf, which is the gross domestic product per head, word by word, so per person. 58.817 Euro, I guess. Platz 3, third place. So that was what everybody in general, like all the people of Bavaria that are residents there, make on average per person every year, in terms of money, of course. Einzigartig, special, we discussed that in the last episode. Heimat von Bayern München, the hometown, home ground of Bayern München, the football club. Dem besten deutschen Fußballverein, the best German football club. I mean, you can always say, like, I have another club that I like and that is best, kind of, but in terms of the results, because the best, you can always discuss what means the best, but the best in terms of results, I think they have won the German Bundesliga, like they have been champions for like 20 times or 14 times in a row till Leverkusen, was it last year? No. The year before that? I think, when was that? Leverkusen, it doesn't have to be of your knowledge, but Leverkusen Meister, I think 23-24. Yeah, that was the season 23-24. With Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala. Jamal Musiala is player at Bayern. I mean, these are all facts you don't have to know. And Florian Wirtz, who's now playing for Liverpool, he went to Liverpool, got sold there for, I think, like 110 million, which is crazy because he was bought by Leverkusen for 250,000, I think. Anyways, but yeah. Where he kind of helped also the team, not like him just, but he's one of the, or like the most famous player from Leverkusen by now, I think. But like the team was really crazy that season. Anyways, I was talking about Bavaria, or like Munich being the German champion for like 14 years in a row or something. And they have won the German league, you say, Bundesliga, a lot of times. Like Dortmund was always second, like mostly second to them, and then there is like which are teams that are also pretty alright. Like FC Bayern München is the best according to this, but in general, according to results, the best. Then there is BVB Borussia Dortmund. Then there is Borussia Mönchengladbach. Then there was Schalke 04. We have Stuttgart, we have Union Berlin, we have Hertha, which is second. Anyways, you don't necessarily need to know that. Sitze im Bundesrat, which means seats in the Bundesrat, discussed that also in the last episode. 6. Same as much as Baden-Württemberg. And first place in the ranking, geringste Arbeitslosenquote in Deutschland. So, first place in the ranking, geringste means the least, or like the the least, I think you say in English. Arbeitslosenquote means people who don't work. The statistics. Let me just translate that. Unemployment rate. Yeah, that is the way you say that. Arbeitslosen is like the people who don't work. Arbeits is work. Los, no work, like don't have work. Arbeitslose is like the people. And rate is, quota is rate in Germany, so the least unemployed people in Germany. Special fact, Bayern schätzen Weißwurst und Weißbier. Bavarian people, schätzen means to rate it very highly, like the Russian word Schatz, which means treasure. Weißwurst is white sausage, und Weißbier is white beer. And yeah, that was it for today. Hope you like it. Leave a comment and leave a like, leave a comment if you want to, subscribe if you want to, and that was it for today.